Well, thank you, Neville, and good morning, everyone. And we love having you in Kansas City and more importantly, Missouri. Breakfast is great. I always enjoy this hotel. I have to tell you, things have changed a little bit in this hotel since I was last here. Did any of you have one of the special new rooms here? And meaning the workout room? Okay, so I'll admit, when I got in about 9:30 last night, I must have been half asleep when they were talking to me at check-in, and they kept saying, well, we're going to make it convenient for you to work out in the morning. I'm like, why are they worried so much about my workout? So, lo and behold, when I opened the door, there is a treadmill in the room. So, yes. So I texted my boss, Director Chin. I said, okay, I know you want to make sure that I get workouts in and stay in shape for this schedule that we're on, but this is a little crazy to actually make sure that there is a treadmill in the room. So I had no excuse. I went and got my running shoes out of the car and got a workout in this morning. So next time y'all are at the Westin, make sure to check that out and request one of those rooms. Well, on behalf of Director of Agriculture Chris Chin, as well as on behalf of Governor Mike Parson, welcome to Kansas City and Missouri. We love having the National Institute for Animal Agriculture here. We love having you here for these important discussions. Neville, went back to my Farm Bureau days. I remember those traceability discussions back around 2006 and had the opportunity to be here then. So, just a little bit about me. I've been serving as the Deputy Director of Agriculture for the state with Director Chin just going on about a year and a half. My family, we farm just an hour and a half south of Kansas City. We have a cow-calf operation as well as row crops. We moved home to the family farm a couple of years ago. My wife, spending 12 years in the ag education classroom, we decided it was time to move home and start working on farm transition with my folks. And so being home on the farm reminds me all the time that things are continually happening, right? And as I'm keeping up with farm news in Jeff City, when I'm home, I also like to read our little weekly four-state paper called Farm Talk. And I'm sure all of you have your favorite farm publications as well. One of my favorite pieces is always the top 10. There's a top 10 by Mark Parker, and I'm sure he's published in several farm papers. But this one really struck a chord with me. And for those of you engaged in agriculture or having grown up on a farm, I'm sure it's going to relate to you as well. So this one's titled The Top 10 Statements Made Before All Heck Breaks Loose. Okay? So number 10, looking in the rearview mirror. Where's the trailer, man? Number 9, are those cows on this side of the fence or the other side? Number 8, this is in the sorting pen. Don't weaken, don't weaken, don't weaken, run. Yes, that relates. Number 7, this one definitely hits home for me. At the working chute. Hey, Dad, wasn't that your bull prospect? Number 6, yeah. Number 6, 30 days has September, April, June, and shoot, I thought the first was tomorrow. Number 5, I told my order buyer I don't mind steers that needed a little attention, but I didn't mean life support. Number 4, so why is that diesel tractor parked by the gas barrel? Number 3, I thought you were going to turn the water off. Yeah, okay. That one hits home. Number 2, get right up behind him like this and you won't get kicked. Yeah. And number 1, aw, honey, you know I didn't mean it like that. Okay? So hopefully those hit home with you. So just a little bit about Missouri agriculture, though, since you are in the Show Me state. I would just say across the board, you think about what's going on in agriculture, uncertainty in the marketplace, particularly with our international markets. We're in the middle of harvest, and obviously prices aren't where we'd hope to be. Just lots of things going on. Missouri coming off of a drought in which it seemed like we were in a hole when you looked at all the states around us. It has been a tremendously challenging year in production ag. But I'd also say that all of us are here because we're in the long ball game, right? We're dedicated to agriculture. We're dedicated to staying in this industry and driving it forward. And much can be said about this issue as well. Many of you have been engaged in the traceability discussion for some time, and you continue to be at the table to talk about how to move it forward. So when we think about Missouri agriculture and our challenges, we also talk a lot about the opportunities. In Missouri, agriculture is our largest economic driver. We're an $88.4 billion industry. About half of it is livestock, half of it row crops, so we're pretty balanced. We employ 400,000 Missourians, and we have 100,000 farms in the state. We rank in the top 10 in beef cows, rice, turkeys, goats, hay, soybeans, hogs, corn, cotton, and chickens. Yes, we are diverse. And we think about the opportunity as we look ahead. We can really break that down into two categories that are the priorities for our Governor, Mike Parson. We're really focused on infrastructure as well as workforce development. For Missouri being in the heartland, we have aviation, we have rail hubs, one of the nation's largest highway systems, as well as we're blessed with rivers with the Missouri and Mississippi rivers. So what we're trying to do in the state is figure out how we can move the needle when it comes to infrastructure. And obviously this isn't just a Missouri issue. I guarantee all of you are having the same discussion at home about how you make critical investments in infrastructure, and this same discussion is happening in Washington, D.C. I would just say when we think about infrastructure, we also look at it from a big picture perspective in terms of agriculture infrastructure, not just the farm network, but our network of processing facilities, our research institutions, our agribusiness. In Kansas City, we're home to the Animal Health Corridor. St. Louis to Columbia serves as a hub for plant science research and investment. And so we're really proud of the discussions that take place in Kansas City, both from a livestock perspective as well as a row crop side. When we think about workforce development, if you've ever heard Director of Ag Chris Chin speak, she often talks about bringing the next generation home. Her two children, and obviously my three children, we're very interested in ensuring that they have the opportunity to carry our farm forward in the future. We are very focused on having conversations as a whole about Missouri workforce development, but as well as in agriculture, about how we take our best crop, and that's our young people that are coming up through ag education, both in FFA and 4-H. How do we continue to market the hands-on training and the skills that they're getting in those programs, but how do we take it to the next level and make sure that they continue to be involved in agriculture as we look at how this industry is changing ahead. So those are just a few thoughts on what's going on in Missouri, where some of the policy discussions are focused right now. I look forward to hearing some of your comments for the remainder that I'm here this morning, hearing from our leadership at USDA. I do want to recognize my colleagues from the Department of Agriculture, Missouri Department, that are here, our state veterinarian, Linda Hickam, as well as Greg Onstad on our staff. Many of you who have been at the table for years have seen these individuals who have been leaders for our state in this conversation. So again, Jack, thank you for the opportunity to be here with you this morning. I wish you the best as you talk about a serious topic and figure out how to move the needle in this area. So thank you very much.